Um, Klobuchar's like, who again? I couldn't hear that.
Do you think it would be the fact that Klobuchar is viable in a bunch of precincts according to your campaign manager? Is that good news for Bernie?
I think that, yeah, I think it would be because Klobuchar is outperforming pretty well tonight, actually, and it seems as if she's taken a couple votes from Biden. Actually, the majority of her votes are definitely being stolen from Biden. So I definitely do think that it definitely will help Bernie out quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if she's viable, it's better, I think, probably for everybody. This is going to be pretty cool. This is a moment here. There's the realignment phase of the caucus is happening right now in Iowa. Several candidates not viable, including Joe Biden. This is in Grinnell College in Grinnell, Iowa. Some of his supporters joined the uncommitted group. The maneuver effectively denies delegates to more progressive, viable candidates, such as Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. Pete Buttigieg also unviable, but many of his supporters remained seated during the realignment. That's when the uncommitted group started chanting, "Come on, Pete," and getting all the Pete people to make a move. After voters split up into groups to dedicate to their first presidential candidate of choice, the viability is determined. So here's how the moment played out. Again, the audio here is from CNN. Let's take a listen there, and I will recap. Because this is democracy, kind of like democracy in action here, folks. Very, very exciting. We'll have that audio for you in a second. And then, of course, we got an ad. Very, very nice. But while we went on that ad, this is interesting here. Voters who say healthcare matters the most support these candidates. Iowa Democratic caucus goers for whom healthcare is their top issue in choosing a nominee were split between Bernie Sanders and Pete Buttigieg, with a quarter supporting each. Fewer than 1 in 5 of them were for Biden and Warren, and only 1 in 10 were for Amy Klobuchar. It seems so. Yeah, that's how the interest poll shapes out there, and it makes sense because that's the moderate voters and that's the progressive voters who are going for Pete Buttigieg, who's made a bit of a big deal about Warren and saying Medicare for all, who want it. That's a big thing that Buttigieg has been pushing, kind of giving moderates an option. All right, so here's this clip of the caucus underway that we promised you.
Biden, Klobuchar, Steyer, and Yang were not viable, so we're walking over to the undecided group, hopefully to get that 15% number so we can get delegates. And if we get that 15% number, we can chop up the delegates. So whatever percentage of each group is here, we're going for 125 because that's the 15% mark. So we can send one Biden, one Klobuchar, one Yang to the county convention.
So you see what's happening here, Wolf, by making this maneuver. In effect, all these groups over here that were unviable, all those empty seats here, the only holdout down on the end there is the Pete Buttigieg group right now, which also is not viable. By combining over here as uncommitted, they are in effect denying the progressive wing over here, Sanders and Warren, from a complete victory on this. Listen, they're cheering for "Come on, Pete" here.
Come on, Pete! Come on, Pete!
They're having Pete Buttigieg supporters coming over.
For. That's the Pete Buttigieg group over there. They're trying to get them to come over.
Yeah, so that's why caucuses, they can really be good TV, because you get the sense a lot of them, they apply on convincing and wheeling and dealing here. So it's fun to watch. As we continue to wait for more results here. What's your take on caucuses in general? Do you think they're a better idea, or are you more of the school of thought of come on, let's just have the primaries?
No, I like the idea of just a primary, to be honest with you. I think that the primary just was a lot more smoother. Now, I don't think they have any plans of changing it, though, do they, by any chance?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be helpful.
Because it's their big thing. It's their thing that Iowa's known for, really.
Yeah,
now,
but I think that they got to change it sooner or later.
Yeah, I feel like it's just that corn.
Yeah. I would agree there. I think they got to definitely. I would argue that they definitely would have to change it sooner or later, because I don't think it's really viable for them in the coming future.
Yeah, because it just seems like it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah. So this is the Democratic turnouts looking. We're not seeing that much Democratic going on. And there's not so you got Johnston in one like Johnson County. There's multiple precincts in Johnston County. So that's a very tough thing. Have you heard any more about these possible results? These all we get right now is so far early estimates, but have you heard anything more about these possible results here in the first or final round or anything like that?
I haven't really heard any too much difference, although the needle did move. I forgot to mention you about that. The needle, let me get to it. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, it looks like he's down to 33 right now, Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah, this is a funny one. As CNN and MSNBC are covering the caucus results, Sean Hannity is on Fox News interviewing Eric Trump and praising his father's record on office. So it kind of just shows you the different poles of media coverage here.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, they don't really care about it, to be honest with you. I mean, let me ask you this, though. I mean, because I don't think we really have asked this. I don't really, like, what do you think the probability of Trump actually getting reelected is, like, if any candidate gets up?
I think Sanders would beat Trump. I don't think Joe Biden. I don't think anyone really, except for Sanders, would beat Trump.
You don't think Biden could?
No, because I think it's just going to be the same Hillary Clinton type playbook. Because he can really hit Joe Biden unfairly or not on all this corruption stuff, which could, I think, end up being a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think I see your point a little bit there, but I think that. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as Hillary's email, though. I mean, Hillary's email is pretty bad.
I think you made the case that like some of the stuff that he's done, especially with like you go all the way to bankruptcy bill, the crime bill, Iraq war vote, the stuff with Ukraine and Hunter Biden, like that's already ingrained in a lot of Republicans' minds, and they're probably going to view him as the same type of person who can just say we're going to keep the swamp drained, you know, like that's the sense that I get.
Yeah, I could see your point a little bit there, but I mean, I think that people really could unite around Biden, because I think that people really can look at Biden as someone like an Obama, and I mean, this is going to be a critical election. And,
I mean, unless he just stops telling people to go vote for other people.
Well, yeah, I definitely can agree there. I mean, I think that's
a weird thing going on.
Yeah, he gets annoyed a little bit too easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, he said that thing like "listen, fat" or whatever that was.
Yeah,
it was a little weird.
Yeah, it's that. But that guy was kind of being a jerk. Though. He was like always interrupting. I would have got pissed off myself. He was not being really nice to him.
All right, so
he was
this
like
is
interrupting everything he would say.
This is the first round from Dubuque's 19th precinct here as it comes in.
Buttigieg is up ahead right now, by the way. In the they finally got numbers up on the main screen on New York Times.
Oh, in the
Buttigieg
main screen
first.
Interesting. Yeah. Did they put him? They don't have a number up to him. Oh, yeah, they do. Final vote 689 to 613.
How much is
reporting? It's kind of tough to see how much reporting there.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So second alignment from Dubuque's 19th here. Sanders 79, Warren 70, Buttigieg 61, Biden 50. Warren and Pete, the big gainers there in Dubuque's 19th. That's a pretty important precinct there. Sanders up with 613 votes. That could be just like a few precincts there. As the votes continue to come in. Again, as we continue to update that, things could get very, very interesting, I think, very, very soon. So, James, you're going to be able to say, you set up to 10:15, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, that will be, hopefully we get some more results in there for you to help break down. But, yeah, when do you think we can expect more results? I mean, I don't know. I don't see much here.
It's taking a little bit of time, it seems. I think pretty soon. I think it's going to come. I mean, it's already almost 10 o'clock. They're going to have to get,
Yeah, something's going to have to happen here at one point or another. Yeah. So Klobuchar didn't make majority in one caucus in Dubuque, interestingly, and her voters went to Biden and Buttigieg. Not surprising, though. We could see some of that happening in the future. Klobuchar could provide a big base of support for Biden, I think, in a big way. So
yeah,
I
agree there because I think Klobuchar is pretty similar to Biden.
Yeah.
Although I think Klobuchar is more viable. I think, to be honest with you, I think that if Biden were to drop out, I think Klobuchar would be a better pick amongst moderates than Biden.
Klobuchar would be a better pick against moderates.
Amongst moderates. I think
Biden?
that she's better than Biden, yeah.
Yeah, but that would be tough, though, because she's not... Why do you think she's not catching on? Because the media... It's not like the media hasn't tried to get him to catch on.
I don't think she's catching up because the fact that we have Biden, like, people still like the idea of having someone who's already been with Obama, understands how Obama did stuff. Like, people just want to go back to Obama. And they look at Biden as the best way because he worked alongside with Obama. I think that's really the reason why.
Uh-huh. And Klobuchar's not really getting that wide pull?
No, she's not getting that. She's also not really getting enough support from many people. I mean, Biden really hasn't gotten many endorsements from established people. Like Hillary didn't endorse him, Obama didn't endorse him yet. I don't. Klobuchar really isn't either. But I definitely could imagine Hillary. Well, actually, Hillary says she likes Buttigieg, but I could.
Oh, really? When'd she say that?
Oh, a couple months ago. She said that if she had to pick, she thinks that Buttigieg would be like a most similar to Obama.
Oh, that's what she thought. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think Obama could weigh in on the race? Maybe he'd like to stop Bernie Sanders from reporting as suggested.
I did read about that. I think that if Obama endorsed Biden or whoever he endorses for that matter, will really give a boost to the candidate. And the reason why I say that is I don't think it's going to give a massive, tsunami wave. It will give a little bit of a ripple, though. And the reason why I say this is because I think people really they want to have someone who can easily beat Trump. I mean, Trump is such a divisive figure. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want him another 4 years. I mean, he's
people just
unilaterally
want somebody to be safe. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I don't feel like unsafe with Trump. It's just that like certain key issues that are happening in this country, like the environment, like the prescription drugs, like healthcare, are not being talked about. They're being swept under the table, and especially for the environment. I mean, we're at a time where we got to protect our environment 110%, and we are protecting it 0% right now. And that is really what is driving me. It's not because I think Trump's an idiot and this and that. I don't go to that road. I don't go down the road of doing insults because then you're bowing down to his team and what he does to other people. I'm not supporting Trump, and I never will support anyone like Trump because of the fact that the issues that matter most to me and to most Americans are not being addressed in the need and in the necessity factor that they should be addressed in under the Trump administration. He has unilaterally destroyed our healthcare system. He has unilaterally bowed down and let the big drug companies kiss his damn ass upon the prescription drug crisis we have in this country. I mean, people are going bankrupt over this. Okay, I mean, we are not in the 1920s with the Great Depression. We are not in 2009 with the housing crisis. We are in supposedly one of the strongest economies, according to Trump, I'm saying. We are supposedly in the strongest economy right now in this country's history. Why in God's name are people becoming bankrupt based off medical costs? Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up, and this is exactly why we got to get this guy out in 2020.
It's going to be interesting to hear some of the Grinnell votes that we heard from years past that we just played here, the Grinnell vote or the CNN guy. But right now, Buttigieg is up with 712 votes, so pretty much nothing. Bernie Sanders with 620, and then Biden with 519. So Nate Cohen says the lack, this is the Upshot pollster guy from the New York Times, the lack of results from Iowa is not normal. By this time in 2016, nearly 80% of the total vote was counted, at least based on data that we saved from 2016. So 80%, that's it. So it's like we should be having, do you think something weird could possibly be going on here before we get to what the Biden campaign is saying?
Yeah, I think that we're going to have, I think that something definitely weird is definitely going on. I mean, I think that what was going on again? That's
like apparently it was 80% of total vote was counted based on the data we have from last time. That's from Nate Cohen and the New York Times. But apparently another report from Des Moines says that party officials are doing quality control, making sure the preference cards align with the results that they fill out and send in. So that's another way that they count the total votes. and total realignment and stuff like that. So